Hi, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So today I wanted to share with you the items that I use when I had my hysterectomy and the essentials. Some things are optional. You don't have to purchase them. And then some things may be essential for you. And then some things I feel like it's really necessary. And then also my journey is different from your journey. Your journey will not be my journey. And so some of these things will not necessarily comply to you, and I'll explain if you're not familiar with all that happened with myself. So I hope you enjoyed this video and find it helpful. Again, if you know that you're going to have it like some weeks or months out, I would advise to save up for it, use your HSA card, because we were starting to do like a no spend. Well, I wanted to do it personally, no spend. My husband don't really spend too much anyway. And this kind of blew our budget. The larger things, I will either put a screenshot up of the item that I purchased, or I will show you. I want to do both, like show you how I used it in my room, but they're all upstairs or in my bathroom. Okay, y'all, let's get started. Okay, y'all, so right here, except the plum juice, are the main things that I went to a lot. And the first thing I have to say is, of course, my Tylenol, because I have two bottles because this one's empty. And this is the Tylenol Rapid Release. So someone mentioned this on their channel, and I ordered it. I've been ordering it by Walmart. I actually need some more because this is about gone. And I ordered it by Walmart, and it comes through a third party. So I can't remember if I couldn't find it at the drugstore, or I'm not sure, but it's through Walmart, but I can tell it's coming through a third party. It's like $13. You get 100 tablets in here, and this works really, really quick. Now, your doctor probably will prescribe you a ibuprofen. These are some of the things that are optional over here. Ibuprofen or Aleve. I have these just already in my cabinet, but because I had vertical sleeve surgery years ago, 2017, and I had to actually look it up because I forgot, y'all. My doctor was hesitant to give me any type of NSAID. It does help with inflammation, and my recovery probably was slower in some aspects because of that. I used to take a Tylenol extra strength anyway with cramps and stuff like that, and it works for me. But that your doctor may prescribe you ibuprofen or something like that. But because I had that sleeve, could develop ulcers if you take it too much. But every blue moon, I did take an Aleve or ibuprofen every once in a while, because I do sometimes with cramps sometimes. But so that is my story. That won't be necessarily your story. All right, y'all, the next thing is peppermint tea. So someone recommended peppermint tea, and this was a lifesaver. So I actually DoorDashed this because my nurses did not recommend this at all. And it was like a light switch went off. I may have vlogged about it. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I have to look at the footage. But peppermint tea, I already knew beforehand. I actually took a packet, or I didn't take a packet with me. I meant to. But when I got to that second and third day, that gas pain started coming in, and the peppermint tea helps with that. And or when that first day wore off, the anesthesia wore off, y'all, this helps so much. And it also helps you feel better, and it helps with the gas, and it helps with any digestion as well. I discovered Smooth Move when I was doing a program called E2M, and one of the coaches mentioned this. So my system just took forever to wake up, and I think I also had a small bowel obstruction, and by the time they checked, it was a mild small bowel obstruction. So I tried everything. I knew about Miralax. Y'all see that big value size? I had already some in my pantry. I used that, and then we went to the store, and I had a small bottle, and then I ended up getting this big one off of Amazon. So Miralax was already in my arsenal at my house. So usually what I do, and I have one here, I put it in a little Gatorade. I pour some of this out, and then Jason created this little funnel for me, y'all. It's still hanging on the thing. This little funnel to put the Miralax in, and usually you just need a cap full. And some days I wasn't even able to even drink half of this because my system just wasn't waking up, because when you have anesthesia, sometimes it will not wake up right away. It take a while. So of course I heard people, other YouTubers mention it, plus my doctor mentioned it, my surgeon and stuff like that. But sometimes you think these things are not going to happen to you. But in this case, I don't know if they gave me I don't know how anesthesia worked, but I know I had 2 abdominal blocks on both sides. The anesthesia, and I was in there a long time, so I don't know how much they gave me, y'all. And I'm a lightweight, so I don't know if that's what it was. I'm not sure, y'all. So that's what I did. Orange is usually my favorite. And I actually purchased a big case of the 0 sugar, but because my calories were so low, I went to the store, or Jason stopped by the store one day and got me regular because I needed some calories, y'all, because I was weak. Another thing, y'all, was some Colace. So I already had this beforehand. I had this regular strength. I thought it was extra strength. Colace. It's a little slow moving. Miralax can be a little slow moving, but it works. A little slow moving, but the Colace works. And then when I had a little bit of space in my stomach and I could swallow a pill, just like my Tylenol, I would slip a Colace in there. And usually it worked by the next morning. So Smooth Move tea, usually I will put all of these in one, to go back to the Smooth Move, all in 1 cup. I don't mind mixing my teas. And this is chamomile. Like some days sometimes I develop anxiousness because I wasn't eating much. Who would have thought when you don't eat much, you get a little anxious? And then I was in pain. So the chamomile helped and I wanted to go to sleep to relax me. Gas X, y'all. This is important. So I used both of these, but I didn't use them consistently because I just felt like it didn't help, but it does help. So I was just so uncomfortable, y'all. So uncomfortable that the pain meds wouldn't even work as far as the pain of my digestion. But again, this is something that you would need regardless. And that was, again, my story. So I also had an enema. So just in case, because I had, C-sections before, and I had a laparoscopic and I had the cesarean because they couldn't see from all the scar tissue from my last pregnancy. So I knew to have an enema because when I had my very first son, I needed this. So I had that on hand, or purchased it beforehand. And then I think I ordered these suppositories. Now, when they tell you to only do this one time, do it one time, because I actually got sick doing it twice. I didn't do it back to back, but I waited. Do it only one time because this is a 2-pack. And then the suppositories, that did work. They also will recommend you to chew gum. So some of the nurses did recommend me to do that. But again, my story, I'm a vertical sleeve. I did try it anyway. And it did help and relieve the pain, even though I'm post-op many years. But we were told, when you're a bariatric patient, when you chew gum, you let little pockets of air in your stomach. So I don't know if that's just at the beginning of surgery. So that was also in the back of my head. I was just trying to get my system to move and wake up, y'all. So chewing gum also helps because it makes your system or your body or your brain think that you're chewing food. So it kind of wakes up. So it did help. And then the peppermint helped too to ease my stomach. These smoothing feminine wipes, I don't use a whole lot of feminine wipes. These are from this company. I think is like a lot of, they have a lot of organic items and stuff. I like these a lot. Now, I'm the type of person that I bathe often. I can't stand the sweat. Sometimes that deters me from working out. I can't stand the sweat. So when I start working out or I sweat often, I'll take several baths. So when you're in pain and you're hurting, I'm a nighttime bather. You also see these disposable washcloths. These were essential for me because we'll go back to the wipes. You may feel more comfortable with not wearing nothing but a nightgown because you're going to have swelling. I was just trying to word this really good, y'all. You may have swelling, and it was moments where I was so uncomfortable with wearing clothes. Like if I had to go to the doctor or the ER or came home, I couldn't wait to take my clothes off. And so my nightgowns were more comfortable for me than I thought my pajamas, even though my feet, let's see, these type of pajamas, y'all. I thought that I would be more comfortable in my pajamas versus my nightgowns. But the swelling and things hurting and pulling and tugging. And like my mom said, why be uncomfortable in your own house? So I couldn't wait to take my bra off and stuff. So with that, even though you may have showered, you may want to freshen up with wipes, or you may be in so much pain that you don't feel like showering. And I'm a nighttime showerer. And if you are a nighttime showerer, you get in the habit of you just can't go to bed without taking a shower. You get in that habit. And that's how I am. And so sometimes I had to wake up and I had to take one in the daytime or the middle of the day just to feel better, or I just didn't feel well, or I was hurting. So I would use these disposable washcloths. And especially if you are taking these items here and it may be a looser stool. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I purchased some prune juice and some light. I first got the light. Someone recommended, I think they just so happened to have the light. Y'all, I was so desperate. I'm about to throw this away because it's been sitting on the counter. And I probably need to give this to the food bank because I'm not going to drink this. But I was so desperate. I was trying everything to get my bowels to move. And I couldn't stomach. I think at first I could when I first came home, but I couldn't stomach the plum juice because it was a lot of things, because my system wasn't moving. I was nauseated. I was sick. I was nauseous from the pain meds, and then the pain meds, especially they prescribed me oxycodone. It makes you nauseous and stuff like that. So I was really struggling. I was struggling, and so I couldn't even stomach a lot of things. And but prune juice will help your bowels move. I also tried raisins, and I was able to eat that at first, and then I couldn't. Also, someone recommended fig bars. These, though, y'all, these are from Amazon. This is from Amazon. I'll put the links down below, but you can get these from Dollar Tree. So these are really helpful in the hospital, and they smell really good, y'all. And so you don't have to buy these. You can just go to the Dollar Tree. I have used these for not all the time, but I have used these for many of times, to where I have purchased many packs of these, if I want to say. I don't use it like every day. But these, I was looking for these because I didn't want to spend a whole lot. And I packed this in my hospital bag. And then I saw these too, y'all. But make sure you throw these away in the trash can because they are not flushable. Some of the items, I was going to go to the food items, but again, these are optional. Well, these are not probably optional for you, depending on, whatever your doctor prescribes for you. Let's see. These I already had in the pantry, Dulcolax. This works. So at first I did the 30. It's like a big cup. I think the 30 milliliters. But when I filled it up to the 60, y'all, it got me going. I did go to the gastroenterologist because, y'all, I was just desperate. I was hurting. And she wanted to blame it on constipation. But I knew I was taking everything to get everything moving, but it still wasn't moving. So it was more than that. I won't be going back to her. But I'll find me a really good gastroenterologist. I won't be going back to her because I think I are almost, or I'm old enough to have a colonoscopy. And she wanted to do that next. And I was like, no, ma'am, we're not, no. This here, I had this already. And someone said that this really works really well to get your bowels moving. But I already had it in my pantry. But this just has like this stringy pulp-like taste, and I knew I couldn't tolerate this. If I couldn't tolerate plum juice and some other things, that I knew that I couldn't tolerate this, but I already knew. They said that this really works really well, and I think I got this by Bellway, and I got this from Walmart. Let's see, Benefiber. So we already had this as well, and my husband uses periodically to make himself feel full, and it helps you go to the bathroom. And then if you're not getting a lot of, depending on how your system starts back up and you're not intaking a whole lot, you may need this. And my doctor just mentioned this recently, but I just didn't care for the full feeling right after I was having, those complications, only because I was feeling full for hours and days on end, and it was really uncomfortable, and I didn't want to have that feeling. But I knew what he was saying. He was saying he was trying to make sure I stayed regular. So if you having issues with that, and this, I like this because you cannot taste it at all. Miralax, you can kind of taste the difference in your water, but usually you put it in a Gatorade, or I'll put it in like water with some sweetener, those drink enhancers. But Benefiber, it doesn't change your flavor. When your doctor, he will tell he will tell you to stop taking your medication, your blood pressure medicine, your iron. He told me to stop taking my iron because he, solved the problem. And then they'll go back and check, They'll tell you for a shorter time. I'm sorry if you hear my son yelling. It's a holiday, y'all, today. Anyway, when they tell you to incorporate your medications back, then try to start back with your multigrain vitamin. At first, it was tough for me to even stomach a multigrain vitamin. Or sometimes I felt like I needed, Jason and I take ashwagandha sometimes. And sometimes I wanted to, I felt a little antsy, or I needed to unwind or something. And we have another brand, I can't remember, upstairs. And it was kind of yucky, but I got it down. So again, y'all, this will not be your story, but it was my story. Because sometimes some of those medications can make you nauseated, but make sure you have something on your stomach. I'll do this in a second because this is not necessary. So over here, y'all, is just some things. The one thing that I don't have, and let me tell you that ahead of time so I won't forget, is soup. So I don't have any. No, I might have put it up. Actually, I might put it up in my prepper pantry because I was struggling with keeping stuff down. Hold on. Okay, y'all. I like to have visuals. So I do have some more soup. I'm tired of looking at soup. That's how much soup I had. Ridiculous. But Jason would make this super yummy for me. I don't know how he did it. He said he strained the noodles or whatever. But it was a period of time, y'all, I could only tolerate these popsicles. And I got the sugar-free ones. I purchased these, but I didn't have, Jason loved these and went through a whole box. These are like ribs. And chicken broth. I didn't have the noodles in this. And I didn't really care for the broth itself. I bought several boxes of this broth. Not this specific one, but different ones. And it just was really salty to me. And then I asked him, was this the reduced salt, sodium ones? And he wasn't sure. But I just like the Campbell's. He said what he did was he ate the noodles and the little chicken in there so he wouldn't waste it. Because I wasn't cooking or anything. I had food in here for them and stuff like that. So I wouldn't waste, so we wouldn't waste it. But I just had the broth from this. And I don't know what he did, but when I tried to do it myself, trying to be grown and come down here and do it myself one day, I didn't want to bother him. It didn't taste the same. So I don't know what he did. I think he said he made sure he strained the noodles too or something. But it was super yummy. But I'm so sick of broth. I don't know what to do, y'all. But if you feel like nauseated and you just don't have an appetite, you need to get some calories in or something, then get you some chicken noodle soup or popsicles. I had these anyway, just in case, because someone said that I think they put a breathing tube down your throat, so it could be a little sore when you wake up. I had like a little tickle, but it wasn't bad. So thank goodness for that. That went away really easily. Some things that my doctor or my nurse recommended when I finally needed to incorporate some calories, y'all, and that was yogurt. I was able to tolerate this. She also mentioned Jell-O, though I don't like Jell-O. You hear me say that like in the first, I never did. It's just a consistency thing. I never really like oatmeal, stuff like that. I just don't like it. And you want to have some crackers. And from listening to someone else on her video, she said that you may not have an appetite, and she had crackers by her bed. So I made sure I had choices of crackers. Thank goodness I did. But still, with the oxycodone, I know one time I got real nauseous. I had nothing on my stomach. And sometimes you think, okay, I can take this without something, even though they tell you to. And in the hospital, she even gave me a cracker to take, and I was fine. But when I got home, it was a different story. And this was even after, y'all, they gave me some anti-nausea medication, y'all. So anyway, just have some crackers on hand. I love these club crackers. I had nabs. You'll see probably a haul of a bunch of snacky stuff because I knew that if I didn't have an appetite, these are probably the things I'll go for. Got some fig bars. I already had these in the pantry, but I got these because they're a little bit better. And so they said they help you, fig bars will help you go to the bathroom. So that's why I grabbed those and, just for a little snack. And then these little biscuits because they're cracker-like and then give you some calories and stuff like that. So that might be something that you may want to have in your arsenal. But the orange is my favorite. I mean, this right here is my saving grace. I felt so much better when I got some protein yogurt. I have some coconut is not my favorite, but I just want to eat it. Lord, I got a head start on the weight loss, so I want to just keep going and lose these 40 pounds, y'all. My birthday's gone, so let's get this train going. And so let's move on, y'all, to the rest of the items. The thing, y'all, you may want to do, and I meant to show this first, is get a journal. So I have lots and lots of journals. This one is from Gold Mining Cocoa, and I chose this one. I like the green, and it said thrive, and I needed to thrive in this season of my life. And I wanted to be consistent with journaling every day, but I started with just like stuff that I needed to do before surgery, to-do list, hospital list, packing my bag, and then like this was like the week up to, because I really needed to sort my thoughts, and I just decorated the spread, turned it sideways, and I still didn't do the rest of the time. But each day I wanted to do a little bit of something because I was starting to get a little overwhelmed. Yeah, I think one day I did journal. I felt like journaling. You also, it's really good to journal so you can remember. I wanted to put down like doctor's appointments and maybe what my surgeon or my doctor said after the appointment and stuff like that, even though a lot of that stuff is in your My Chart. And but some things, I went to so many appointments that I had to refresh in my memory, and I kind of put it down in my planner. But this will be really good, even if you can pass it along to your daughter. Maybe, something that can help her, or you can help someone else, or just to see the things that you went through. So just writing it down. And so that really helped for the to-do list, my hospital list, and stuff like that. And I also put in here, y'all, my freezer meals. I did freezer meals. I'll show y'all some of the prep of it. I didn't do like from A to Z, some of that footage and so forth. But to be honest, y'all, when you first, depending on what your surgery is, and plus I had some complications, laparoscopic, you may be fine like that next couple of days and you pull out those freezer meals, but you may not feel like that, especially if you have a cesarean or how you just feel. You may not feel like doing it because still with the freezer meals, you still have to produce some prep. There may be some freezer meals that you don't have to do much prep, like I did some burgers for the guys, and all they had to do was just pull them out and put them on the broiler pan. But it still has some effort, like pulling them out. I know you're just pulling it out, y'all, but when you don't feel well, your thinking is not even clear, because I totally forgot like what freezer meals I had, and I wrote them in this book. I even wrote the ingredients, the page numbers, and everything. I even labeled the stuff in my freezer, and I just couldn't recollect. I was like, oh, y'all could have had ranch cheddar burgers the other day, but you still had to maybe order the hamburger buns to go with it. Well, you didn't have to. You use regular bread. But you see what I'm saying, y'all? So that is a great idea. It's a smart idea, but it didn't necessarily work in my situation like I thought. So depending on your surgery, depending on your mindset, depending on your thinking, I wouldn't say your pain tolerance, because I have a high pain tolerance. It just depends on your situation, because again, I got a family. Everybody don't have a family, or they don't have little kids they got to cook for and stuff like that. But anyway, I put freezer meals in here, ingredient list, shopping list in here as well. Someone else mentioned the Alka-Seltzer heartburn gas relief. I do feel like this was really helpful. I did use these. Sometimes they were good to have. Just I wanted something on my stomach, but then sometimes it was uncomfortable afterwards. And again, this is really, really good, really easy to chew. But again, that was just my particular story, y'all. I did already have some Tylenol PM, so some nights I wanted to sleep really well. But this works really well, more so now than it did then. Let's see. Okay, so again, this is something, and I'm just randomly pulling this stuff out, y'all. This is an antiseptic skin cleanser. And my doctor, I couldn't see my surgeon, but I saw one of the other doctors. She recommended this, and this works like a charm. So I had this device. Let's see, call a wound vac, and it's mine, y'all, because I paid for it. Jason and I were like trying to return it back to them, and they kind of looked at us like, that's yours. Y'all know they be charging you with this insurance. So this is my wound vac, y'all. I didn't have anything in it. My wound stayed clean, and I don't know if it's because, you know, I have a FUPA, and, you know, they wanted to make sure it stayed dry and stuff. He didn't ever say that. If he said it, well, I was fine if he said it. This is all the attachments and stuff. But I had to carry this. I was supposed to carry this at least for a week, but it didn't stay on. So my incision had like this type of tape, and then it was like this, I guess it was like, yeah, because I saw it upstairs on the floor. It was like this plastic piece hose that was attached to it. And so this thing right here will go off, and you would hear it's like suction, and that will help my wound stay dry and heal faster. So it was called a wound vac, but it started beeping. So I had to make an appointment. Plus I was having a little bit of issues, and it started beeping. So he wanted me to come in anyway to look at it, and he said I could turn it off, and I didn't have nothing in it anyway. So that tape, this right here, took the tape off because they had like a lot of sticky tape and stuff like that. It took it off. Also, because I'm laparoscopic, you know, so I just use this up under my belly. Once that tape, that sticky stuff just melted right on off. All I did was put a little bit in my hand and just, you know, kind of rubbed it, and it just, you know, again, melted off. I use this up under my belly on the incision too, to make sure I kept it clean just a little bit, because I used it several times. You see how much I have in. I got it off of Amazon. She told us we could purchase it, and then from there, and also I kind of took a little bit on my little laparoscopic incisions on my belly to make sure that they stayed clean, because I did have one that I must have kept hitting with my hand or friction of my blankets or something. As well, y'all, I should have brought the other gauze down here, but I'll take a picture of it. So the nurses and stuff gave me a little thicker gauze to kind of fold and put up under my belly, my fupa, to make sure it stayed dry. And then when I went back in to get my staples out, he gave me kind of a thicker pad. It almost felt like a pad. And I was like, Dr. Stabler, I know I'm tired of pads. I was going to make a joke about, I thought I was done with these. And I just used the ones that he gave me, and I didn't purchase any more. I just purchased these, and I got way too many from Amazon. And these are just like some thin gauze pads. And at first, Jason was changing my dressing for me. All it was just like sticking it up under there. Again, the first ones, which I'm going to do a screenshot, they're a little bit thicker than these. But as time went on, after I used the thick ones and he took the staples out, and I didn't have too much oozing, maybe just a little bit, maybe on the gauze, but I used these. So I usually use about 2.5 of them. I would open it up. Let's see, I'll show you. I would open it up like this. So if you got a belly, and I always kind of had a belly, even when I was a cheerleader, I kind of had I knew that little hump was coming. So it's kind of hereditary in my family. So, you know, even when I was really small, you know, I still had that little hump, and I would get on the floor and do some little sit-ups and stuff. But I would take 2 of these. I guess I'll show y'all because I got so many of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these things. And I would just fold it when, you know, my stomach wasn't as swollen and I felt more comfortable. I don't know why you just be afraid to, you know, kind of not touch yourself, but you just don't want to touch your body. And then after a while, you get comfortable, you know, when the swelling and stuff go down. So I would take one like this, and I would just put it up under my, like if this is my crease of my belly, and kind of fold it like that. And I would see a little bit of maybe some, you know, some of that oozing from the my wound or whatever, and usually it was on the left hand side, but just it was just a little bit, y'all. And I would change it, you know. Usually I took a shower or something like that, or I would change it in the evening when I go to bed. And so I usually did 2, and then maybe a half of one on the other side and folded it, because I really didn't need it on the right hand side. I have a pad in here, y'all, but by the grace of God, because of what I went through, I ain't had no bleeding at all, y'all. Glory. So he did give me some grace in that. I ain't had no pain. I ain't had no spot and no bleeding. Sometimes if I did wipe just a tad, and I may have bent down at the very beginning, and I'll wipe, and you know, and I'm kind of looking at it, I'll see a slight tad. I mean, very light pink. That's it, and that's only probably because I bent down or I turned the wrong way or something like that. But I just had these just in case. But I felt like the Holy Spirit said, you ain't gonna need them. You ain't gonna need them, girl. And I haven't need them. They can't believe it. I haven't spotted. So I'm thankful for that, of all I went through. I did get some Luddens. These were good. Someone recommended, you know, you might have a sore throat afterwards because of that tube. But I ordered these anyway, and I'm glad I got them, because sometimes I just wanted something in my mouth because I wasn't eating very much. And it was just good to have something different, and I could tolerate that. I did take these to the hospital. Y'all meant to put this with this. These are just to wipe your face. So these are from Dollar Tree. So you may want that, and I did use those. I had a really good lotion. You may want to put this by your bed or take it to the hospital. I had a small one for the hospital. This is optional. This is what I was talking about. I use this. This is something that I use. You want to take your CPAP with you. When I went to the hospital, they did ask me, did I bring it? They put a sticker on it. Let me know. I could have used the hospitals, but who wants to use the hospitals with all this stuff going around? You know what I mean? So I do know whenever you have any type of procedure, you always take your CPAP machine. And, you know, usually they gave me a sticker and stuff to put on it. You want to buy new supplies for your CPAP machine, and make sure you have your distilled water ahead of time and stuff like that. Like I needed a new mask. Some things I couldn't get right away, or they were slow at sending it, but you want to make sure you clean it and make sure you re-up on the filters and the mask and the reservoir and all that stuff. So because I use a CPAP machine, sometimes I have to clean my nose out because it seems like it just pulls the stuff out. And saline is what I use. And so if you know you have things that you use, you want to take it with you, or you want to have it by your bed, such as well, like eye drops sometimes. You know, you may be on your device looking at stuff, or your eyes are just dry and you want to be comfortable. Lip balm, I love this one. I think this one has a pretty good ratings on that Yuka app. That brand. You want to have some sanitizer, especially all the germs going around. Saya wasn't allowed to come up there because of all what's going on, and I hated that. But I understood, because Lord and behold, Josiah was sick like soon after, you know, we found out that he couldn't go up there. So let's see, poopery, if someone's spending the night in your room, like my husband went down the thing to use the bathroom and stuff because he didn't want to mess up my bathroom. Plus I had that little toilet seat thing in my room, and he didn't want to use it all the time. So poopery, just like if you're going in a hotel, maybe some room spray, something that you can tolerate, like a fresh scent, and or some hand sanitizer in your room or by your bed. And then they also will give you, y'all, so I got a mess up here now, this little, I don't know what it's called, but you blow into it, blower respirator thing. I remember my brother, he has asthma or had asthma, so that's the first time I ever seen one of these things. But anyway, give you this so you won't develop pneumonia or your lungs collapse, and you have to do it every hour. Was I consistent? No. I still have it at 1,500, but you try to, you know, challenge yourself to get up to 2,000 and then as high as you can, and just blow into it about, I think they say about 8 times, y'all. Let's see what else I got in here. Nothing. Oh yeah, I do. So these were, I use ice packs and it helped with my swelling. And again, it might have been because I couldn't really use, I was, really swollen the NSAIDs to get some of that inflammation down. So I would use ice packs, and my nurses will, I took these home from the hospital. It's like, sorry if it kind of looks kind of grungy, y'all, but it has a clamp on here and they will fill it up with ice. And I guess they probably document every single time you ask for ice, because my doctor was like, you really like them ice packs. But it really helped, y'all. I even used them when I got home. At first I used them right in the middle of my belly. And then after a while, I used them, down low. And I went from 2 to 1. Sometimes I fall asleep. And thank goodness, these clamps really work really well. They may have these on Amazon, I don't know. But an ice pack really worked. I was using a heating pad, and Jason was saying, no, use a heating pad for such and such. I can't remember. So, Hope, I think you need my ice pack. My yogurt. All right, someone recommended this. Someone recommended, I can't remember the name of these things, y'all. This little massage gun, that's what it's called. The massage thing. And so, this one was $30 some. I had one before. So I ordered the attachment to charge it. Y'all know all these are attachments and stuff. You tend to forget what charger goes to what. But I didn't want to buy a new one, but I had to. This was something I think I bought later when my gas pains just wouldn't go away. And I was so uncomfortable. And this did help to relieve it maybe temporarily, or to relieve it somewhat. I think it did. This just went up and down my back. I tried to do the sides, and stuff like that. And that just helped too. I also wanted to kind of move my digestive system. And so someone said that this really helped, I think on TikTok. And I think it did help. But again, pick and choose. This was something I chose to get later. What works for you, and, to relieve your pain. Lastly, that I have up here, I'll talk about the big stuff and maybe do some screenshots. I did order a binder. So I did use this sometimes. At first, this binder was a little snug because I had so much swelling and stuff. But I like that it's sleek. I like that it's black, because the one that they gave me from the hospital, y'all, is this one. And they actually had to pin it because I have more girth. And they had to pin it. Now, when I had my first son, my grandma and my mom, my grandma, she old school. So I was, 18 years old. So she came in there and she told me, Hope, wear a girdle, And I knew that when I had JJ, my grandma unfortunately passed away then. I didn't have her to come and tell me put that girdle on, but I could tell the difference. Even when I had my last son, the importance of a girdle and that pulling up, especially when you have a C-section. Now, when I went to the ER and I went certain places, I did put it on, but then sometimes it was so uncomfortable, and my doctor didn't really push for me. It was my choice for me to wear this. So I do know the importance of it. I think it is really helpful, but again, this is my fourth cesarean, so I just tried it, and it was so uncomfortable for me, and I knew the benefits of it, but I just couldn't stand it because it was like pulling, at the top. I think it was because it was pushing on my stomach, my digestion, and then it was like pinching the side, and it was just so uncomfortable. But sometimes it was really helpful. So this is the binder they gave me at the hospital. Just choose what's best for you. I would recommend, if you never had a cesarean, you need to get you a binder. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to share with you my other items that I got that really were my saving grace, and they're upstairs. So I wanted to give you some real life screenshot, a real life pan of what I'm still using. One thing I'm not using, but I'll show you in 1 second. And I'm 6 weeks post-op, I think today. And I had an appointment tomorrow, but I'm not going. I'm going to go later. And we have something to do tomorrow. And so I wanted to show you some of the things, instead of the screenshots, real life of what I'm still using. So this is a handle on the side of my bed. I don't make the bed, y'all, still. So you have to, so I kind of threw it over here so I can show you. And you just feel like what you are comfortable. I could make the bed, but I don't want to because I don't want to hurt later or ache later. I still got my husband to change the sheets every week. Actually, my sheets need to be changed this week. But I love, one of the things was my comfy blanket. So I had this one. It's a down, or it might be alternative down blankie. This made me feel so soft, so comfy and cozy. That's what I want to say, cozy. And I wanted to be in my bed when I wasn't feeling well, y'all. Another thing, when I felt really, really bad, and that's what I'll be showing y'all to handle, was my mom got this for me. Well, she actually ordered 2 of them, and she was trying to cancel it, I think. And it was Better Homes and Gardens. And this thing, it feels like a fur blanket. Let's see, a throw. I'm kind of zoom out on this. And this feels so good and to my skin when I was just feeling really, really bad. And I was just using this because this, for some reason, was still too hot for me. Like, I would get hot and cold and stuff. But when my calories was low, oh, this wasn't warm enough. That's what it was. And then I would use this. Or sometimes I had to use both, y'all. Because when our calories were low, you are not, you're, I don't know, you just really cold. So anyway, back to the handle. I got this as I came home because it was hard for me I could push myself up, but I was using my abdominal muscles. So I probably don't need this anymore, but I use it to make my life easier so I won't hurt myself when I go to the bathroom. It's really helpful. So I have a pocket here. Sometimes I'll put my switch or I'll put my iPad in here, but I don't leave it in here because I don't like stuff close to my head when I'm sleeping. But you can put things in here like your remote. I have my, this came in handy because I use it every once in a while, but this is for my fan, for my fan in my room. And I can easily turn it off because I would get cold, I would get hot. And then I can put our Roku remote in here. I can put my glasses in here, y'all. And I would also put let's see what else I put. My eyeglasses. I would put, it's on the tip of my tongue, my phone in here, y'all. So if someone called me, usually if I dozed off to sleep, it was fine. I wouldn't sleep long, or I would just put it there for easy reach. If I was surfing, the internet or social media or something like that. But I will put my phone here to play worship music, y'all. And I could just easily touch it and change the music. So this is really handy. You'll put it up under your bed there. And I was trying to pull that down, y'all, but that takes a lot of effort. So I try to pull it down as much as I can, but I get Jason to do it. Well, actually, we need to change our sheets. So this is my wedge, and you do not need, let's see, I think this is 12 or 24 inches. You do not need a 24-inch wedge. I think I might have used this pockets once or twice. You don't need this big wedge. I think the YouTuber that recommended it, I'm so glad she did. If you have an adjustable bed, you are ahead of the game. That's what I wanted for Christmas, y'all. But I'll get it one day. But I got 24 because I sleep with a lot of pillows anyway. And I went back and forth, but I think the YouTuber that recommended it, she only got a 12-inch wedge. And you can use it different ways. Like, you can use it to support your back, and watch TV. But of course, I won't sitting up like that. And I did get something else. Let's see. I'll show y'all 1 second. Kind of looks like that, y'all. I do have this other wedge thing that I got. I think I seen Operation Nikki. I had it for a while. She had it, and it runs all the way across the bed. And you can, I guess, put a phone pocket. I might have it on here backwards or inside out. And then for some reason, the remote will always fall back there, or Jason's phone or something like that. But usually my stuff don't fall back there. But yeah, I finally got one of those. So I kind of got it propped up like that. And then I would take 2 pillows. I had some pillows that I got like Black Friday, and I had those on top of those. So let me show you. I would have like 2 pillows side by side. And then I had my 2 other down pillows. Well, I have one here, and then I would have one over here for my head. I kind of cradle around my head. So I like a lot of pillows anyway. So I knew the 24 will be fine. But after a while, when I started healing more, I think about week 3, I took it down, y'all. It might have been week 4. Yeah, I stopped sleeping with the wedge, and so I just sleep with my regular pillows. So yeah, that might be something that you may want to have, and you can use it. Again, I've seen where people on Amazon where they just used it to watch TV. And does make the bed somewhat, y'all. He folds his blanket usually in thirds on his side, because we sleep with separate blankets. On his side, that he gets up before I do in the morning, so he kind of folds his blanket and he puts his pillow on top. So just if you wanted to know that, but the whole bed isn't made like that. So, and that was just one of his things his mom did, so he does it too. But anyway, okay, so I did buy this, y'all, but I didn't really use it. Yeah. I just thought it was neat. I don't think nobody recommended it, but I may eventually use it or get one of my kids or something. But yeah, I didn't use it at all. Thing, y'all, you want to get a step stool, and this is dusty already, but don't get this one. I thought it was neat and pretty, but it's slick unless you want to invest in some of those stair tread slip things that you probably can buy on Amazon, which I probably will. But a step stool was definitely needed. A lot of times when I was in pain too, I would just sit on the side of the bed, and my feet were touching this, but I had to put like a towel over it so I wouldn't slip. That was actually Jason's idea, so I kind of didn't like that. So you may want to get a plastic one or something that has some tread. This wasn't that. It was pretty, but it was still kind of slick, and even to use now, still kind of slick. So it's just up to you, and I think it comes in different colors. Shower chair is very, very helpful too, y'all. So for my first and second cesarean, I can't remember if my third, if I had a shower chair, but if you have one of those handheld shower faucet things as well, those will be really helpful. And you can just make sure you wet your seat so that, it won't shock you because it's cold. I had enough strength to put this inside and outside of my shower. And what I did was when I took it out of the shower, just so I could rest, or even if I just needed to sit down or just wanted to sit down, or I was here at my sink, I would just put a towel over the chair and then I would just sit down. I wouldn't advise bending all the way down. You may feel comfortable, I don't know. Bending all the way down, like drying off your legs and stuff like that. You know what to do. Just do it carefully. You may need help, maybe drying off your legs or something like that. I usually did it on my own, but it just depends on the person. Your journey will be different, but a shower chair is really helpful. Again, like brushing your teeth, doing your facial routine when you feel like it, doing your hair, stuff like that, especially if you're going to wash your hair in the shower. So that's something you may want to invest in. I realized after a while that I wasn't even sitting down anymore in the chair. I was standing up, and that's when I started, not making myself, but I started to eventually take the chair out and not use it. Now I stand in the shower, and I'm 6 weeks post-op. So little bit by little bit, at first, sometimes you may want to even stand up, but make yourself sometimes sit down, even if you feel like you may not need it, because by the time you enter the shower, you may need it if you take long showers and stuff. So I had to make myself, I might do some standing up and some sitting down. Some parts you have to stand up, but you know what I'm saying. If you're in the habit of standing all the time in the shower, then you tend to forget, oh, I need to sit down, But anyway, y'all, this was really helpful. Okay, y'all, so I never use this. This is my walker, and it's been sitting here since the first week, and I thought I would need it, but I didn't need it, and then I didn't feel like returning it, y'all, to Kohl's, because every day I would say, well, not every day, but every week I would say, I'm gonna return it. And now it's too late to return it, but we probably can donate it somewhere, to someone in need, or to the food bank or somewhere like that, because sometimes they'll give you things that you may need, or take it to Yeah, I have a habit of naming stuff in my area, and I have to stop doing that. But anyway, so this is the walker. I got this off of Amazon. One of the YouTube friends here, I'll make sure I find her channel name, her username, and put it across. And she was telling me the benefits of a walker. And I just didn't feel well, y'all, at the beginning of my journey. I wasn't downstairs a whole lot, but if I was, then a walker would have been really helpful to help with offsetting those core muscles and so forth. Another thing that I don't have my hands on it right now, a reacher. You want a reacher because you're going to drop stuff. You're going to drop your phone. Even there were times that I shouldn't bend over. I bent over or I squatted. So you want a reacher. Depends on how big your house is. You may want more than one. You may want one upstairs, one downstairs. Yeah, you're going to need a reacher. And the last thing is, let me show y'all. So I'm in my living room. I try to be a little bit more transparent, just a little bit. So this is my hospital table, y'all. And I always had, like, in every house or even apartment, I would have like a TV table or whatever. So I done folded that Mama Jamma up. It's over there. And I'm editing this video now, and it's just easier just to do, real life pictures instead of having to go find a picture and do a still shot and all that stuff. So this is a hospital table, and I don't know if someone recommended this or it was my idea or it came up in the Amazon search. So anyway, I asked Jason to bring this downstairs for me, but this was in my room, and because my journey was different, my journey is different. Your story will be different, y'all. So I'm just sharing the things that helped me or that I wanted, and then you pick and choose what's best for you. Some things are essentials, a lot of things are options. But this hospital table, it raises up and down, and it's longer than that TV table over there. And also, because the complications, I didn't feel really well for a while, that I really didn't get to use this. I was going to put my school books on here and work on my laptop and tablet and all the things and play the games from my bed, but that didn't happen that way, y'all. And then after a while, I just started either going to my craft room or coming down here. So you may want to get a hospital table, whatever. You can use it for many years. And it raises up high. I can't really do it because it's one hand. And then I did just get this, y'all, from Walmart. This is not part of it. Let me make this quick because this video will be super long. So this is a Lone Craft utility cart, and I put it together, and I have all of my stuff down here. Not all of my stuff. Not all of my planner stuff. But this is some of the things that I brought downstairs that I want to have. So you want to have the stuff that you use with you. And for some reason, I want to be downstairs. I don't know why. I got a whole craft room upstairs, but it's just bright and airy down here. I do love my craft room too, but I don't try to go up and down the steps and stuff like that. So anyway, I got a longer cart because I don't want to get the same, you know how you kind of don't want to get something that you already have, So anyway, I have some of my sticker books here. And most of my sticker books, if you planner girls on the channel, they now with small businesses. I don't get too many things. Well, I do from Erin Conjuring and Happy Planner. But anyway, I have my Bible up here, and I've been using this devotional. It's called Satisfied by the Daily Grace Co. And this one is really good. So I like that one. Being content, the 60-day devotional on contentment. And I got this from, I don't know if I have a haul or I got a shot with me when I felt like going to the store just a couple of weeks ago. But I still don't go out the house, y'all, too much. Excuse me, y'all. And then I have my house purse. I show this on my other channel. And I may show this on my other channel as well. But yeah, I just put this stuff on here last night because I had so much stuff over here. And I didn't want it on the couch. But that's it, y'all.